I'm having a little trouble understanding something, and I'm hoping you guys can help me out with that today. Hello everyone, Semi-Retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. What you're watching is you're watching me walk. I know that doesn't seem really exciting, but if you consider a little over 3 years ago, I couldn't do this. I could barely stand for a couple minutes without severe pain, and now I'm out here walking every day. It starts to make a little bit more sense. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. It means a lot to me that you spend just a few moments of your day with me. I would like to have everyone help me out just a little bit. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Drop down in the comments and say, "Hi, Bob." And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. All these things are absolutely free and help me get the word out that it's never too late to change your life. I am 61 years old, and I'm doing things I couldn't do when I was 40. Like out here walking every day in any kind of weather. It's up to about 52 degrees. This is Friday. You guys will be seeing this on Saturday. But this is the same. This is just the extension of the walk from yesterday's video. I am picking up the pace just a little bit, going up that first big hill. I'm probably not going to go a super long way today. I am going to go around the big block one time. But hey, I'm just thinking of it. This little look right here, that's why I went ahead and cut my grass last week, because if I hadn't have, my front yard would have spots that looked like that. My back is 95% better after I strained it on Tuesday, but I still don't want to push super hard. Excuse me. Because I want to make sure it gets all the way healed. Because I don't want to go into dance concert with a gimpy back. That would be bad. But I'm going to pick up the pace just a little bit more here as I head on up the hill. It's been a very interesting couple of days, but I'm having trouble understanding something, and I'm hoping you guys can help. I'm sure we've all seen the reports that RFK Jr. and the FDA have come out and introduced a ban. Unfortunately, it's going to take a year and a half to go fully into effect. But they're phasing out food dyes. And I understand that. I'm not sure who thought putting petroleum-based coloring into America's food supply was such a great idea. Well, I know where that comes from, but of course I'm not allowed to say that here on the YouTubes. And you guys know what forces are at work too. The thing I'm having trouble with is all of these people that are out there complaining about this. I get the big companies that are profiting from this stuff, putting out their propaganda pieces, but who out there actually believes that putting petroleum-based coloring in food just to make it look better is a good idea. I don't get it. How can you, as a rational thinking human being, look at this and say, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a little bit of food dye. What could it possibly hurt? Well, we just talked the other day about the poison is in the dose. How much petroleum product are you willing to put into your body? And what leads you to think that that's a good idea? I just don't get it. Boy, that wind is something else today. The other thing they're pushing back on really hard, and again, it's because people are making lots and lots of money off of it. But there are certain things you're not allowed to talk about. So the second half of this video here real quick, I'm assuming most of you will know what I'm talking about when I say that kids, little kids, get gifted vacuum cleaners when they're very, very young. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's you and I go out axe throwing. And I love axe throwing. Being able to hit a target with an axe. Lots of good fun. But there's people out there acting like taking these vacuum cleaners away from kids is somehow going to harm them. Like, whether you believe in God and we were created, or you believe in evolution and we evolved into the species we are, or, as I tend to, a little bit of a mix between the two. How would we still be here as a species if these little kids that were just born were so frail that they had to be given vacuum cleaners as kids? Now, I know some of you are going to say, oh, well, look at the death rates and how much longer people are living and childhood death rates. Yes, that's all true. But that has a lot more to do with the hygiene of people delivering babies than anything else. I can't say for sure because I wasn't there. And then there is the crowd that are operating from the mistaken belief, like I did for decades. Oh, I got my vacuum cleaners when I was a kid, and look at me, I'm perfectly fine. Well, I wasn't actually, but here we are. But you know, back when I was a kid, the standard chart said that I was supposed to get 3 or 4 vacuum cleaners gifted to me. There was a lot of cleaning to do back then. But houses must be a lot dirtier these days, because now the schedule says that by the time they go to school, kids have to own 60 vacuum cleaners. Isn't that interesting? And now, if I were to force feed you piece by piece a vacuum cleaner, I would go to jail, because it's obvious that some of the parts of a vacuum cleaner are not meant for human consumption. But if I mix it all up and create a vacuum cleaner out of it, I'm perfectly allowed to gift that to you. In fact, that's called medicine. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. I know how people come to believe the things that they believe, but it's just not the way things ought to be. I mean, what are we doing to ourselves? And worse yet, what are we doing to the next generation of kids? Forcing them to carry around 60 vacuum cleaners as they head off to school. That just doesn't make any sense to me. And if I had the time to sit down and explain this to each and every person in the world, there probably wouldn't be nearly as many people so willing to just rush right out and get vacuum cleaners. They would at least stop and think for a moment before they did this. I mean, I had no idea how many vacuum cleaners were required for kids these days until I started looking into it. Am I anti-vacuum cleaner? It's becoming more and more that way as I dig deeper into it. And once again, we've got the people that are making money off of selling all those vacuum cleaners pushing back very hard to stop RFK Jr. from eliminating some of them. Some days it seems like we're living in an upside down clown world, folks. I just don't know. But just remember, nobody's coming to help you. You need to take charge of your life, take charge of your health, and stick to what you know is a healthy diet. And only put things in your body that are healthy. I don't even remember who it was. It might have been Carnivore Strong, but somebody had a post up on their Facebook page that said, remember, every time you put something in your mouth, you're either helping your body or you're hurting your body. There's no such thing as neutral. And I think that's a pretty good point. But anyway, I'm way past the halfway point of this lap around the block. I feel pretty good. I have some more thoughts because it is Saturday when you guys are seeing this. But we'll talk about that when we get back up to the house. For now, let's go ahead and have some music. Just a quick programming note for tomorrow's live stream. The miniature golf course is open, and Dave has me working on Sunday, but he didn't tell me whether it was him or the normal girl that worked Sundays last year was going to come in and relieve me. If it's Dave, I won't have to move the live stream. If it's Sherlyn, she doesn't get off of her other job till right at 5 o'clock, which will get me out of there about 5:15. So watch for the notifications for tomorrow's live stream. It's probably going to move to 6 p.m. Central, just to make sure I'm off work and home in time. I don't think that'll affect a lot of people, but it might. We'll see. But that's probably going to be the time for this week. I'm not going to move the one on May the 11th because I already have guests lined up. And Dave is aware of that, and I'm taking that day off. But just be aware, some of my live streams might be at 6 Central instead of 5, depending on when I'm actually going to get off work. But yeah, this has just been a quick little lap around the big block. That's about 1.5 miles, plus the down to the corner and back I did for yesterday's video. Puts us right at about 2 miles for the day, which is not a big day, but recovering from a back injury, that's still not too bad. But yeah, you have to make up your own choices. Make your own choices on what you're going to do. Are you gonna feed your kid these petroleum-based food dyes? Or are you going to go ahead and self-ban them for yourself now? You know, instead of waiting for the bans to take effect, you can just stop buying that crap for your kids. And I think your kids are going to be healthier for it. And the other subject we talked about today, you really have to investigate this vacuum cleaner issue, because we didn't have that many when I was a kid. And the rates of certain conditions have gone up so dramatically in the last 30 years. There's not a lot of question about what happened. Anyway, hopefully some of what I said today made sense. Now I'm going to go in and relax a little bit for the rest of the day. Hopefully I can stay ahead. The 2 days of really hard, cold rain here really put me behind the 8 ball again on videos. So anyway, that's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better. Today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, folks. I'll see you in the next one.